Okay, I'm out here in the sweet corn. This is the third and last planting. Looking pretty good. There's killdeer over there. No, this is looking really nice over here. Second planting is definitely getting itself much larger. Happy about that. We had such a bad rain that it washed a lot of these seeds out and everything, and made it kind of tough. I see my fertilizer here has been basically gone into the ground from when I side dressed. We ought to see an explosion happen very quickly, so very happy about that. I'm guessing, yeah, we're getting awfully close on some of these, on this corn. It's taken off. This corn has really gotten pretty good size, so there'll be canopying here very shortly. Notice how the lower leaves, you want nice broad lower leaves, you want tall erect upper leaves, allowing the sunlight to still, or for it to still attract the sunlight or to get as much photosynthesis as it can. So no, these are looking pretty good now, so we're on track, I think, here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the side dressing does. Like I said, today's the first day it actually, it went in the ground. So we'll see how the response is of our sweet corn from just the other day. Well, this is a variety of broccoli that I've never heard of or harvested, and it's called broccolini. I've never experienced that before. So these are small little florets. Unlike the broccoli here, broccolini you can continue to cut on. You see how we have some different florets there, but that's what it's called, broccolini. And I probably need to come back and get that guy too, but you don't let them go to, these are getting a little mature there. But yeah, you harvest these small, and it continues to produce. How long, I don't know. Maybe you guys have experience with it, but let us know. It's a new product to us, but Delia was impressed by it when she visited her son in Seattle Bend. So anyway, we're learning there, but it's kind of neat to have our first harvest of broccolini, and looking forward to it. So anyway, the other thing I got going on is I did hook up the fertilizer. So we're injecting some fertilizer down here on the cantaloupe. So excited about that. That's very good. Yeah, due to the amount of rain we've gotten and the flooding we've experienced out here, I haven't been able to fertilize these plants and fighting aphids and all that. But I mean, the cantaloupe has just taken off. Certainly it's nice to finally be able to feed them, and I know we're going to be able to, we'll be able to water them and all the above. It was just a matter of, my goodness, that was a lot of, that's a lot of plants needing a lot of nutrition and that type of thing. Water really hasn't been an issue, but I think we were able to do something now. So yeah, look at all them blooms. It's time for the bees to come in I'm looking forward to it. So we'll get some real serious pollinating done here soon. Good morning, gardeners. Well, today it's Tuesday, and on this day I actually put out there a video showing asparagus fertilization May 20th farm tour. So here we are. Everything is growing so fast, and I'm roughly a week away, a week from the time that I banded fertilizer. Now, you guys saw this occur in my fertilizer banding video, and I wanted to show you a follow-up as to how the corn looks in a week from the time that this occurred. If you want to, you can go back or I'll try to see if I can find it. I'm pretty quick at deleting my videos once I've already published them. But if I have anything left, I don't think I do, but if I my point being is look at how much that these are growing, how fast it's growing. We're in a rapid growth phase of corn. It's just the way it is. You're going to get more thunderstorms, at least here in the Midwest. You get a lot more thunderstorms as the season goes on here, because of the increased surface area of the growing corn. And look at the leaves. Look at how much whiter the leaves are getting right now. So you have a lot more surface area. You have a very fast growing plant at this time, and they are needing to get a lot of energy. They are starting to do it. That is, inside of there is the tassel. It's sitting there. Now this thing's going to shoot up. Look at it. It's sitting there like a springboard right now. But all of my layers are right there before our eyes. They just haven't hit the peak, and they're ready to hit that springboard right at this time. They are popping up. But look at how much greener the sweet corn has gained by adding that 30 more pounds to the acre of nitrogen. And that's this is helping me help you have a better ear of sweet corn. That's why we're here, we're doing what we're doing. So I got a little bug damage out here. I'm looking at it. I'm seeing quite a few of them that are kind of getting tore up in here. So look at how that one is too. See, it's still growing, but there's been some a little bit of insect pressure out here. I've been keeping my eyes on it. So anyway, there's some of that early. I had a little bit of the real fast growing sweet corn. Look how that is right there, folks. Look at that corn and the damage the insects are causing on it. We're a wet year, unlike our other years, and so that brings on, you know, a host of different conditions. So it's a total different scenario there. So that fast growing corn I had a little bit left in my planter box, and I just kind of left it in here. And so I'm going to have a little bit of that still mixed in here through this bunch. So you can start to see where the fastest growing corn is starting to step up. That was left in the box. I just kind of left it in there. So we'll have I'll have to get in here and verify or make sure that I get those ears picked early on. So but no, this corn's looking very, very well right now. Very, very well. Over even our second planting corn in this zone. See, I'm starting to get wet. You know, when I was a young man growing up in the 70s, I used to tassel corn for Burris Hybrids out of Beardstown, Illinois, Meridosha. And anyway, I remember riding in a 2-ton truck early in the mornings, and we'd go out there and tassel corn at first light, and it'd be dark when we first meet the 2-ton, and all of us would bail into the back of it. Anyway, it was nice, cool mornings, and it'd be hot. You know, you're ready to strip off your shirt and get your suntan, put your tan on and all that, and all that. Well, we're having one of those kind of years here. So, no, here's that was the second planting of sweet corn, and then now we're back into our third planting of sweet corn. So these guys are certainly going. I'm getting a little bit of weed pressure here by some of those particular weeds. They're ornery. I got over here, and the Jimson weed was really getting away from us, and I had a night that it was just absolutely no wind. So I came out here in between the rows, and I had to go barefoot. Had to go barefoot in that zone because of the mud, and I actually had boots on, and they kept getting stuck in the mud. So I finally kicked them off, said heck with it, and I went real easy and sprayed a little bit of weed killer in between the rows. because I could not get enough picked by hand quickly. And I see up here, I don't even have any water or any pumpkins planted up here, but I can see real quick how the weed pressure is already hitting this zone. So I will take care of that. And you know, we got to get that back under control before we ever plant any pumpkins, because those weeds will attract insects. So we want to take care of that. We definitely got to do that. Let's take a look at our pumpkins. We actually were able to get in here and do, our watermelon. I was actually able to get in here and do a little bit of fertilizing last week. There we go. So they are coming. Yeah, those there didn't come up. I worry about crows in here pulling up our stuff. And see if I can get across there. And it looks like I had more up at one time. But anyway, yeah, I did. I'll have to come back out and replant some more cantaloupe in those spots. So I had more coming up. I hope them darn crows weren't pulling them up, because I had a cantaloupe in every one of those, and now I don't see them. So it's either a crow or a deer, and I do see deer tracks, but they can be ornery. Looking here at our cantaloupe, the actual cantaloupe, I thought I saw where we had a cantaloupe was forming. Maybe I hear some bees. I hope so. I haven't seen bees out here yet, but I hope we got some bees coming. I put an advertisement out. These particular cantaloupe are really looking pretty nice, aren't they? They're looking very nice right now, so that's good. Here's a Jimson weed. Pull that out. There we go. Well, something, look at that, ate the top, or snapped off the top of my cucumber or cantaloupe, huh? No, these are looking pretty sporty. I just need to get bees in here to pollinate them, and we'll have ourselves a bunch of cantaloupe. So yeah, there's another one. See where it got deer track right there? I wonder if he came up there and just popped the end of that off right there. Yeah, always, you'd think that by the time they get mature like this and they get more bristly, that they wouldn't want as much to do with it. So it'll be another thing we'll have to keep our eyes on here. But no, I'm excited about the way these cantaloupe are looking. And it won't be long now that we'll be having more yeah, it started. Look how it's canopying right there over the top of the black plastic. That's wonderful. Yeah, even our those are not weeds. That's actually watermelon. Look at that. It's finally happening. Delia and I's little dream here of our hope and a prayer, they're coming on. So, and these old thistles or cockleburs, they can sure hide pretty well. There we go. Take him out of there. That's a tough one. That's one of our tough weeds right there. And we try our best to keep them down. And like right along these edges. Chickweed is that weed right there. Palm amaranth, Jimson weed. What's another weed that Delia and I deal with quite a bit? Lamb's quarter and ragweed. Those are our, and cocklebur. Those are our ones that we really have been fighting to stay ahead of. And yeah, anyway, it's just something there to, and for whatever reason, aphids, and here's another cocklebur here. Aphids seem to like this, as does blister beetles. Bad plants are bad insects, not beneficial insects, but the bad insects are certainly attracted to that particular plant, and then that brings in something that into your plant. So we try our best to stay ahead of it and walk this once a week. But nope, everything's looking pretty good. I just need to continue doing some thorough weeding in here. So let's go down here to the beans. I think today I'm going to go ahead, plant some green beans. I think it's time. 2 weeks have passed, so I'll show you an update on that. Well, I'm here at the last planting of green beans. They are doing very, very well, much better than my first batch of beans. It's time to go ahead. 2 weeks have passed, so I'm going to go ahead and do our last planting of green beans right now. So that'll be another 12 rows. That'll stretch the 250 foot out there into the field. So excited about that. Then the remainder of this area will be the area that Delia and I work for strawberries. For this, we'll do that in July. So that's all strawberries in there. Or that's what it'll be. So right here for 30 more feet will be 25 feet will be our newest green beans. I'll bring you guys along on that. But look how nice. You'll see that the ground's a little chopped up here and there. That's me coming out with the hoeing the green beans, trying to keep ahead of some of them weeds. Same thing with right in here, but I do, like right there, you do got a few more coming on. This is my first planting of green beans, and I run the tiller through here. But look at all the chickweed and all of that coming on. I think I'm gonna have to run the tiller through here one more time. I just can't get away from it. It's here. I do not want to let these palm amaranth get away. There's some of last year's watermelon that we couldn't find last year that went to seed here. So that's what we got there. We got a rogue watermelon. It went ahead and went to seed, but no, all in all, these beans, they're growing nice. They're putting on. Look at that. That's a very pretty picture. They are really looking good. This variety is called Sybrus, I believe. Sybrus. Don't hold me to that, but I think that's what it is. And but they are really coming on nice right now. Putting on. We don't have any pods. It's too early for that. Look at that palm amaranth. Water hemp right here. I'm gonna pull both of those right now before they get a chance. They've pulled fairly easy, folks, so I mean, not a hard deal to pull them, but when you have a million of them, you need to get on them. Need to do something, because we don't want to let that. It's 250,000 seeds per plant. So yeah, I just think I'm beyond hoeing most of these rows. This ain't too bad in here, but maybe this row ain't so bad. I may not. No, there they are. Look at all the little seedlings in there. So I'll probably, you got to stay on it. And I'm getting ready to go to the World Pork Expo in Des Moines, Iowa. I'm going to go talk to, I want to have a face-to-face with Farmer Boy Ag. So what am I interested in? I'm interested in talking to, I'm looking for a heater recommendation for our small high tunnel. How can we grow plants in the small high tunnel next spring? And I think we can do a better job with all, and we have. As you see, our farm is really getting bigger and bigger. And it all comes down to how much can you go? And with us adding Lenexa to our farmers market, and I pray everything goes well for everyone intended, I don't know why it won't, then perhaps I may end up cash renting a little ground across the way. that puts more pressure that we need to have more seeds planted and that type of thing. So that's where we stand right now. That's where we stand. So one of the characteristics about this particular bush bean is Cebrus is an upright green bean plant. It is designed, I specifically went for a plant that was designed for the pickers, you know, for the machine guys. And the reason is I don't want them flopping over. Just because I'm no machine, it makes it a lot easier for me to find the beans and pick the beans. So as I'm as I'm coming down here picking, I don't want to be fighting the beans flopping over and the older varieties and stuff. So I go with a machine commercial quality green bean, and you see how these guys are bushing out and canopying out. Look how much nicer this are. It took a long time, didn't it, folks? I mean, I think I planted these April the I think it was April the 20th is when I planted these beans, and that is close enough. And we are now June the 3rd, and June 4th, and you can see they're just starting to really want to bush. I anticipate over here, my last planting of beans, I anticipate these guys being a lot faster because they, number one, it's warmer. Heat units do make a difference, and look how these guys are wanting to bush. It just shows they did not have, these guys did not, it helps when this first part's a little bit of a double row, so it looks even fuller than it is. Let's get to some single rows here. Because if you remember, that's where I broke down. But here's a single row, and look at how nice they're bushing. It makes a big difference when you're planting beans when it's 80 degrees out, 85 degrees out. Your soil temperature is closer to 70 degrees than it is 55 degrees, so on and so forth. So the warmer it is, this next batch of beans I plant, they're gonna pop right out. They are gonna pop right out of the ground. We're gonna have some more rain coming next week. I expect to have a good standing. You know how many beans Delia and I is gonna have out of this spot? It's gonna be good. We may want to consider offering a U-pick on green beans. My goodness, I doubt we can get anybody to come out to do that. Most people don't even like picking beans. But look at that. Look at how nice all that is right now. So we're going to plant. My last planting I have, I don't know how many seeds, several thousand, but and all that. Now let's look at what we got across the way, and I'm going to have to get my, I was able to come over here and use some contact weed killer in this zone. I used some contact weed killer in this zone because look what happened. Look at all the thistle, or not the, you know, cockleburr wanting to come up in these beans. So I'm gonna have to come in here. I'll run the tiller. I'm gonna run the tiller. It's absolutely a nightmare, and do a lot of hand picking, hand pulling, and this is a cockleburr spot right now. Goodness gracious. So we don't want to let that get out of hand, that's for sure. So I'll try to run that in here today. So right now my agenda, number one, let's get some green beans planted. Number two, and I'm glad the ground is solid. We did have about 3/10 inch of rain yesterday. Number two, I think I'm going to go and run that tiller. Let's get between these rows and try to, the first thing is get the easy ones with the tiller. The next thing is get in there and pull weeds between inside of the rows, and because I won't be able to till everything. And yeah, all right, well, and we definitely want to get a crop out of this side because it has never harvested anything. Last year we just did terrible harvesting in this zone last year because of the weed pressure. And you can see, if you don't take care of the weeds, guess what? They're going to come back. All right, folks, I got the planter hooked up. I have the tires aired up, and got the tires aired up, and the seed. Kind of a cleanup batch. I Added a little bit of jade seed. I told you earlier it was Cypress sweet green beans. My apologies. I'm trying to be consistent telling you the truth, but it's Desperado this year. That's what we planted, Desperado. It's a brown bean seed, a brown pod, but of course it's a green bean. So if you want to check out Desperado, that's what we're growing. And anyway, but because it's my last one, my last plant, and I'm getting down on my seed, so I went ahead and made sure that I did what I could there and evened them out to make sure I don't run out in one row and all that. So I added a little bit of jade seed, and I think we'll at least get 12 rows planted. I'll probably try to go 18 just to run my seed out and go from there. Well, I'm watering my vegetables down here, so that's good. I might go ahead when I back up, walk down here and switch out my water line. But yeah, look at how much everything's changed. So let me go ahead and get backed up, and we'll finish planting for the year, this as far as the planter's concerned. So I don't have my marker right now. It's kind of washed out. So it's just me eyeballing this first planting. I'll probably get too close to it, but anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead here and check my boxes. I have, yeah, they've gone down definitely some, so that's good. It's supposed to go down, but they're looking pretty level. That's what I broke the last time. This is what I bent. I think I need to kind of straighten it out a little bit more, but it's in good shape. It's working. Just verifying my seed is dropping nicely. If I have anything that's still not up, and it'll be, there we go. All right, well, that gets that, and I will plant my last 12 or 6 rows here. Everything's looking pretty good. Let's go for a ride in the tractor. All right. Now put her in here. Give her a little fuel. There we go. We're aiming right down the middle. of our marker. And then we look right back there, and there's our planter doing what it's supposed to do. We'll just leave you guys right back there and have you look at it. And I might go ahead at the end of this row and plant a little more, finish out those beans. We'll go across this low spot now. Now I'm coming up to my sweet corn. When I originally planted this over here, I was able to drive over the top of the newly planted seeds, but I can't do that. I don't want to do that now, so I'll just back up. When you work with these smaller acreages, you got to do a little bit of compromising, and this will be the short row. So let me just stop once I get up to there. There we go. Let's raise up our marker. Let's raise up our planter. There we go. So now we go in reverse a little bit, and we'll go. I'll back up and we'll see how much seed I have left. If I have some seed, let's get it in the ground, but I don't think I have a lot. So anyway, I'm glad I have my last 12 rows planted. The rest of this is going to, let's go out and check for green, how much room we have for our strawberries. That's the other thing. Delia and I figured it up the other day, so let me go see how many feet that I have left. That's the other consideration. Otherwise, I'm just going to plow up these beans. I might as well save them for next year as an emergency fund. So, all right, let me go check. Well, I checked my seed hopper, and there we go. And I'm really running pretty low on seed, so that's it. I got my 12 rows planted, and altogether this year we planted 20,000 green bean seeds. That's how many was in the bag. So planted Desperado, and that's, you know, we're doing as good as we can do, Delia and I, for a two-person operation. So now it's time to go ahead and clean out the seed boxes, or take the seed boxes off, and then I'll take the meters off, clean everything up, make sure there's no seeds left in it for the winter. You don't want to give the mice any opportunity, right? That's, you know, you don't want them going in after seeds, damaging the belts of your seed planter. So we will get that done. So anyway, looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So we'll keep going here, but nope, the green beans are done. Altogether, we planted, I don't know, around 30,000 corn seeds this year, and planted 20,000 green bean seeds. That's a lot for just Delia and I all combined. Perhaps next year we'll go ahead and add to our sweet corn, double that up, try to get, you know, 2 acres of sweet corn. So every year you try to grow a little bit more. As long as we can manage this, I guess you could say we'll take it all the way to the Peter principle, where you take it to the point of incompetence. But right now, I think we're doing okay. So we'll keep going.